What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? Mike Pence showed on Monday that he is willing to say anything to get back in the good graces of Cheeto Man, aka Donald Trump. Appearing on Sean Hannity's show on Fox News, the former vice president was asked about his relationship with the 45th president, particularly in light of his refusal to overturn the 2020 election, as Trump has suggested on January 6th. Let me go straight to what he said, fam. I'll get around a lot of the mumbo jumbo. Let's get to the meat. So I know the media wants to distract from the Biden's administration's failed agenda by focusing on one day in January. They want to use that one day to try to demean the character and intentions of 74 million Americans who believe we could be strong again and prosperous again and supported our administration in 2016 and 2020. Okay. It's the media that keeps talking about one day in January. It's the media that wants to distract from the struggles of the Biden administration because they want to demean Trump's supporters because they don't like Trump, who's no longer the president. Okay. I don't know, Mikey, but have you ever thought that perhaps the media is on Trump's head because January 6th was the first time in the nation's history in over 200 years that the Capitol was breached? It was a violent insurrection aimed at overturning a certified presidential election. Have you ever thought perhaps the media was on his head because it was a culmination of years of Trump's lies, years of the Trump administration lies about the election integrity? I mean, the whole process. You don't think it could be that? Of course you do. But what you're banking on is your followers, your supporters, your minions, your robots not having enough sense to know the difference. Not having enough sense to make up their minds. Y'all see how they do it? You know, this is about the 74 million Americans. Nah, this is about y'all wickedness, your corruption. That's what it's about. But see, when they say the 74 million Americans, you know, the will to believe in this country and all of that stuff, they go like the 74 million, well, at least a lot of them would be like, yeah, they too dumb to know they're being played. They're too dumb to know that this fool is just using psychology on them. He's using child psychology at that. That ain't even regular psychology. This is child psychology. And, you know, damn near every politician do it. They all talk like that. They always try to make it seem like it's the people, but then they go in there and just vote in their own interest. Like the people ain't got no say-so when there's something major going on. They just go and do it. They just go, yeah, bam, sign, damn the people. After they get in, they get to vote. But when they trying to get in, you know, I was raised in Nebraska in a cornfield, and every morning, 5:30 in the morning, I would get up, and I had to go out and fertilize the corn, and had to come back in the house and get my sisters and brothers ready. Because I was the oldest, Dad would be already gone to work at a local gas station, and Mom would be in the kitchen slaving, cooking food, trying to get us some breakfast, putting a few scraps together that we had. And, but I didn't mind. I didn't complain because, my dad taught me the value of hard work early on. And he told me sometimes you're going to have to do things that you don't want to do, but we're a family. And that's what this election is about. It's about the American family. And everybody be like, yeah, that's what we want, an American family. Sounds good. But then, how do you explain all of the division? How do you explain the cop killings? How do you explain all of the unsolved crimes unless it's a police officer? Huh? How do you explain? Or unless it's a judge, somebody who they really value. But he just unleash all of the resources. How do you explain that? Very interesting place to live, fam. Very interesting place. But you can survive as long as you understand the BS. But then again, perhaps you don't need to understand it. Maybe you sleep better when you don't understand it. You know how they say ignorance is bliss? Perhaps it's better to be like that because then you don't even think about it. You don't stress over it or whatever. But then at the same time, you're useless to any kind of movement to make change. So, I'd rather deal with it. I'd rather, whatever come with it, I'd rather put myself out there than just fall back and just watch the world go by and not have any kind of say-so, not try to do anything to, be productive and add to society and, try to do something, just anything, just something, man. I just can't do nothing. I gotta be able to do something, even if it's just mentoring, just making sure that people don't make the same mistakes that I made, I think that's something. And that's something that all of us are capable of doing because every single one of us have been somewhere where somebody else is trying to go. And every single one of us have been somewhere that we don't want nobody to go. And definitely we're not trying to go back. So we all got something to bring to the table. I can't say the same thing about Mike Pence or his daddy Trump. No more talk.
What them haters talking about?
Yeah.